Good morning. We're standing with a number of dedicated people that are dedicated to restoring this harbor. And first and foremost, I want to thank our State Senator John Flanagan, who will be announcing a major grant this morning to help the town work on the restoration of this harbor and restoring the water quality. For the last 10 years, you haven't been able to go shell fishing in this harbor, and it's important to us to make a major effort to restore our waterways. In fact, the town has invested lots of money over the last year or two in doing a DNA analysis and other such things. We can talk about that. But today we're here to celebrate another infusion of capital that will help the town and the locality make sure that this harbor is, and the waters that flow through it, as clean as possible. I would be remiss if I did not mention the Setauket Harbor Task Force that has done a tremendous job. But before I do anything else, I want to announce the man of the hour who's going to talk a little bit about how the state of New York can help us with our waterway here, and that's our State Senator, John Flanagan. Senator?
Thank you. Appreciate it. So what a beautiful day. It's great to be here with my colleagues in government and all the volunteers who put in all kinds of crazy hours to be helpful. And come on, how much better does it get than this? You know, we're here in what I roughly describe as God's country. We're here with Carl Mills, who is part of my senior staff. His family lives right down the road. A number of the people here live right down the road as well. And you know what? We're blessed. We're blessed. And I do a heck of a lot of traveling around the state, and I get to visit all kinds of areas, but we brag. We're parochial. Whether it's your council district or the town of Brookhaven or the assembly district that Steve represents, we are very proud of the areas that we have the privilege to serve. So here today, I think is a reflection of a couple of different things. Number one, really good people. Really good people, a lot of volunteers who put in yeoman-like effort and hours just to help out. And they don't have to do that. And equally as important, you have people who have backgrounds in this area who are smart and know how this actually works. People like me, well, Steve actually knows this stuff, so he can actually go out there and do the work. But, you know, part of our responsibility is to partner with the town, to partner with our colleagues in government, and make sure that we have a good relationship in terms of providing funds where necessary. And by the way, this is not the only project that we're working on in the town of Brookhaven. Senator Laval has done great work, Senator Croce as well, in terms of providing capital funding for our colleagues here at the local level. But today, we're announcing $1 million grant. And as long as I've been in government, which is now 30 years, I still think $1 million is a lot of money.
It is.
It is, okay. The supervisor agrees. But you have a three-phase part, $100,000 for removing silt, $400,000 for stormwater, and $500,000 for restoration of the dock. And I think what this underscores is how proud of the communities we are that we represent. Second, when you go to the taxpayers, they look at this as a worthy investment. And I think they recognize the importance of people working together. The good news is I enjoy an excellent working relationship with Assemblyman Engelbright for many, many years, so we're partnering together. The better news is that I'm standing next to a lady who is about to be a proud mom sooner than we think. Hopefully not today, not right now. But we have all kinds of facilities right here. Stony Brook's right down the road if need be. But you know what? I'm going to close on this. I'm grateful to have the privilege to serve as an elected official, as a public servant, as a member of the New York State Senate, along with my colleague, Assemblyman Engelbright, and to work with people like the councilwoman and the supervisors. So appreciate it very much, and we have many more good things that we need to do.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well done.
Before I introduce Assemblyman Engelbright, I just want to say the senator has worked hand in glove with the town, and this is not his only project. He's investing in improving Stony Brook Road, which is in major need of redesign and repair and sidewalks. He's doing a great job there, and helping us with ball fields and Selding. So this part of his district is something that he has been very generous with, and we greatly appreciate that. His colleague in the Assembly, someone I've known for many, many, many years, someone that I enjoy working with, Assemblyman Engelbreit.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's really wonderful to have an opportunity to say thank you for the effort toward collaboration and cooperation between our several levels of government here. First, I want to congratulate, though, the Harbor Task Force, our third-party validators, who really, out of their own concern for the water chemistry and the water quality of the Setauket Harbor complex, have helped bring all of us together. So I am very grateful for all of the volunteer hours and all of the considerable research that you have done to help lead toward this day. Supervisor Romaine, I know a lot of people think that you're a South Shore guy. Actually, you're a Brookhaven town-wide guy. And the receptivity that you've shown to this project from day one is really heartening and really reassuring. And finally, I just want to say thank you to John Flanagan, who is just an exceptional resource for this community. And I see that in a daily operational way in Albany, but today you get a chance to see directly what he is all about. He cares about the quality of our environment, he cares about the quality of our life, and he puts his resources into making sure that we have something that we can believe in terms of a future and the well-being of this community going forward. So John, thank you so much for the care and the love, really, that you're showing with this grant to clean up and restore our waters. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? I forgot one thing. I was remiss. It's always crazy if you single one person out. This guy, all right? He's been around forever. George Hoffman, fantastic public servant, incredible volunteer, just a really good person. Heart in the right place.
Well said.
I certainly will echo that with George. George is the guy that got me involved in this. Thank you so much, George. At this point, I want to introduce my colleague in town government and on the town board, councilwoman for this district, who has been a strong advocate for this district, Valerie Cartwright.
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor. Today is definitely a great day. This grant is a tremendous resource for our community. As we all know, water quality is a pressing issue that cannot be ignored, and we must take all steps necessary to restore and maintain the water quality and our waterways for the future. I would like to take a moment, of course, to thank Senator Flanagan for his support and for securing the funding for this critically important project. And the Setauket Harbor Task Force, you have been an amazing voice within this community, and we don't know where we would be actually without each and every one of you working so hard to protect the waterways within this community, across Long Island, and definitely as we're focusing here in the town of Brookhaven. So I would like to just take a moment to introduce Lori Viteri, who is the chairperson of the Setauket Harbor Task Force, and thank her for her leadership and all that she has done within this short period of time under the Setauket Harbor Task Force. Lori?
Thank you. I also want to introduce some members of the task force that are here. George Hoffman, as you know, our co-chairman. We have Charles Lefkowitz. We have Michael Kaufman. We have Kevin Segelmeyer and McElroy and Steve Antos and Mr. and Mrs. Lyons are here. They've all been instrumental in helping us move forward these projects. When we started the task force a couple of years ago, we knew that we couldn't do any shellfishing in this harbor, and we thought that that wasn't good for humans as well. So we started our projects. From the moment we started the task force, Supervisor Romaine has championed our efforts, and he listened to many of our concerns. He took us seriously. He commissioned the water quality study that Cornell Cooperative Extension did, which gave us different data, which helps us to target different areas for remediation, particularly in the areas of stormwater runoff and septic failures. Ultimately, the supervisor impressed upon our State Senator Flanagan the need for improvements to the harbor and to the crumbling town dock that you see before us. This dock is the main access for members of the public to this area. We thank you. We also want to thank Councilman Cartwright and Assemblyman Engelbright for also advocating with the town on behalf of our efforts to get park improvements and for stormwater runoff. And we thank you for that. And finally, Senator Flanagan, we thank you for listening to our concerns for Setauket Harbor. We are so excited and extremely grateful for this $1 million capital funding grant to the town of Brookhaven, which you've secured. It'll go a long way to improving the water quality in Setauket Harbor and for reconstruction that the harbor and the dock so desperately needs. We thank you from all of the residents of the town of Brookhaven that swim, kayak, boat, and use the harbor. It's very scenic and historic, and we cherish it. Thank you so much.
I also would be remiss if I did not introduce our Chief Environmental Analyst, Anthony Graves, who has done a great deal of work, and also Veronica King, who handles all of our stormwater issues. So these guys are on the front line for the town. They've done a great job. They certainly have my ear and my support because I know one thing. The town can look a lot better. Its waters can be a lot cleaner. These guys are working with me every day to see that, but I can't get it done without the support of the board, so I thank my colleague in government, Valerie Cartwright. I can't get it done without a great state senator who has delivered for his home district, doing a great job, and of course his colleague in the Assembly, Steve Engelbright. Together, in government, and working with the task force in the community, we will do things that will help put this harbor back and restore its waters. So working together, we can do things.